webinar, that is Kishore Kunal sir, who is experienced business analyst with expertise in life insurance, group insurance, and group Asia, and group Takful applications also. He's a CBAP certified from IIBA. And Kishore sir is also skilled in requirement gathering, functional specification writing, and his expertise in business documentation, client interaction, and defeat management and test management also. So he's experienced in handling pre-development and post-development activities at client sites and translating business needs into functional solutions. So he has hands-on experience in group and life insurance applications and test automation using Qtip. So I would like to hand over this call further to Kishore sir. Sir, you can take it further.
Yeah, thank you, Madhuri. Hello, everyone. Very good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are joining. I can see people from across the globe has joined. So, how everyone is doing? All everything is good.
All good, all good. Thank you so much.
Great to hear. And it's really, hats off to you guys that you have taken out, some time from, especially from Friday uh, evening or Friday afternoon or Friday morning to understand about CBAP and figure out how you can solve questions related to case studies and scenario based question, right? So uh, definitely I will try to make this 1 hour very fruitful to you. Okay, so let's, before I further start to start with the proceeding, may I know those who have joined who are already aware about CBAP and CCBA. I'll not talk about ECBA because ECBA will not be a part of the scope of this discussion. So, would you mind in raising your hand if you are aware of what is CBAP and what is CCBA? You know, Anna,
I
Dazzling, Ogechi, Poonam. Okay, uh, I hope those who have joined, everyone is preparing for CBAP. Is there anyone who is preparing for CCBA also? Just CCBA, keep your hand raised. Only CCBA. Okay, seems everyone is from CBAP. Dazzling, you are preparing for CCBA or CBAP? Okay, never mind. So let me just give you a brief introduction about the certification. So CBAP and CCBA, these are the two certification from IIBS are for experienced professional who have carry some experience into business analysis. Like CCBA is for someone who is having at least 3,750 hours in business analysis, and CBAP is for someone who is having experience of 7,500 plus hours as a business analyst. I'll not go much into the detail. This is not the course where we are talking about this hours and all. So primarily the difference between the question first come that what is the difference between this CCBA and CBAP exam. So in CCBA you will not be getting much case study type of question, right? You will getting scenario based question where you'll be given a two-liner, three-liner scenario and then you'll be asked question on that. Whereas when you come to CBAP, it will be more difficult as compared to CCBA. The exam toughness will be more as compared to CCBA. So when you start solving question of CCBA, when you go for exam, so total you will be getting 120 question in CBAP. Okay, and it will be a 3.5 hours session. Okay, so total how many 210 minutes and 120 questions will be there. So someone who is good at the maths, can you just tell me that how much on average you are getting time on one question approximately? I believe less than 2 minutes or something. Am I audible, guys?
Yep, 1.75.
Yeah, so you can just think of that.
I
When we
believe
are
less than
talking about the magnitude of the toughness of this exam, and we are saying that on an average we're getting 1.75 minute on a question, and then when I say that you will be getting at least 40 question, 35 to 40 question based on case study, right? So imagine how much time it is going to take. Okay.
Am I audible,
So when you
guys?
start your examination, primarily in the beginning, what
1.75.
will happen?
Yeah,
So you can definitely a full screen with when we are talking
half of
about
the screen will be filled with
the
paragraphs and
magnitude of the
everything, all
toughness of this
information and all.
exam, and we are
Those
saying
will be
that
your case study
on an
type of
average we're
question.
getting 1.75.
So in that
minute
case study,
on a question,
based upon
and
that
then
case
when
study,
I
which
say
might be
that
a
you will be getting at least
one A4 page
40
sheet
question,
longer,
35
or
to 40
maybe
question
2
based
A4 page sheet
on
longer
case study.
that much content will be there.
So imagine how
And
much
based
time it
upon
is
that
going to take.
content, you'll be getting 4
Okay.
to 5
So when
or
you
6
start your
questions based
examination,
upon that
primarily
case
in the
study.
beginning, what will happen?
Okay.
Definitely a full
Now,
screen with
if you have only
half of
one
the screen will be filled with paragraphs and everything,
3.5
all
hours to
information
take
and
this
all.
exam, whereas
Those will
I'm
be your
saying that
case
30 to
study type
35
of question,
questions are
right?
going to be
So in that case study,
coming from the case study. So
based
you
upon
have to
that case study, which
utilize your
might be
time
a
very smartly.
one
Right?
A4 page sheet longer,
So
or
how you are going
maybe
to
two
tackle
A4
this?
page
Whether you are going
sheet
to
longer,
do
that
all
much
this case
content will
study
be
question
there.
first in the
And
first
based
go,
upon that
then you
content,
are switch.
you'll be
Then you will
getting
switch to
4
the
to 5 or 6
scenario based
questions based
question,
upon that
or
case
how you are
study.
going to do that. So totally depend upon your
Okay.
strategy and
Now,
your planning.
if you have only
Why this much of panic is created in the
3.5
start?
hours to take
Because
this exam,
CBAP is
whereas
an
I'm saying that 30 to 35
examination
question
where
are going to be
it is being
given by
coming
experienced
from the case
professional
study.
who
So
have
you
at
have to
least 7 to
utilize
8
your
years of
time very smartly,
professional experience in
right?
their career.
So
So how you are
CBAP
going
not
to
only
tackle
test
this,
your
whether you are going
knowledge,
right, but it
do all
also
this
case
test
study
how you
question
handle
first in
pressure,
the first go,
how you handle
then you are
scenario
then
when
you
you
will
are put
switch
into
to
the
pressure and asked to
scenario
answer
based
questions, right?
or how you're
So
going to
that's why
do
they
that. So
give you
totally
to
depend
all
upon
those
your strategy
lengthy
and your
comprehension
planning.
type case studies.
Why this
And
much
ask
of
you to solve that,
panic is
right?
created in the start? Because CBAP is
So
an
before I move on
examination
further,
where
anyone will try to solve
it is
few
being
questions,
given by
few case
experienced
studies in
professional who
our
have at
session
least
today.
7 to 8
But
years of
prior to that,
professional
anyone
experience
is
in their
having
career.
any question
So
related to this,
CBAP not only test your
related to whatever
knowledge,
we discuss on
right, but
CBAP,
it also test how
CBAP
you handle pressure,
examination
how you handle
regarding the question that
scenario when you are
comes
put
and
into
timing
pressure
and all.
and asked to
Anyone
answer
is having any doubts?
questions, right? So that's why they give you to all those lengthy comprehension type
Hi,
case
Kishore.
studies
So, will you
and
be
ask
also
you to solve that,
suggesting that
right?
what path we should take, like
So
case
before I
studies
move
for
on
scenario
further,
based
anyone
later,
will try to
or
solve few
what
question,
strategy
a
will
few
be
case
better
studies
to
in
attempt
our
the exam?
session today.
I will
But
definitely let you know.
prior
We
to
will
that,
also
anyone
solve
is
at
having
least
any
I'm
question
targeting to solve
related
at
to
least
this
3 case studies
related to whatever we
in this
discuss
session.
on CBAP,
Okay.
CBAP
And then I will move on to
examination
what strategy we have
regarding the
to follow,
question
how we
that
can
comes and timing and all.
strategize
Anyone is having
studies
any
when
doubts?
we can think that we are prepared enough to appear for the exam. Everything I will tell you.
Hi, Kishore. So,
Yeah.
will you be
But
also
prior to that, anyone
suggesting that
having
what
any
path we
question,
should take,
whatever I have
like
explained?
case studies for scenario based
So
later,
how many of you have
or
at least
what
studied
strategy will
BABOK
be better to attempt the
at least
exam?
one minimum number of
I will
time?
definitely let you know. We will also solve at least. I am targeting to
You
solve
can
at
raise
least
your
three
hand.
case studies.
See,
This is not going to be
in
an
this
interview type
session
of question where I'll be
okay,
asking questions to
and
you.
then I will move
Okay,
on to what
Jan
strategy we have
has
to follow,
studied.
how we can
Ali has studied.
okay,
Strategize
great.
studies when we can think that we are prepared enough
This is
to
I'm
appear for
asking.
the
Okay,
exam.
Karan has
Everything I
also
will tell you.
studied.
Okay.
Yeah, but prior to that,
Okay,
anyone have
good.
any
Good to see
question?
that
Whatever I have
because when I'll
explained.
be explaining the concept today in the exam,
So how many
in
of
the
you
case
have
studies,
at least
I'll be
studied BABOK?
talking
At least
about
one
some
minimum
topics
number of
that are
time.
there in the BABOK, right? So you should not feel
You can
lost.
raise your hand.
And definitely
See,
those who are
this
not
is
on
not
it,
going to be an
I
interview
will
type
give
of
you a
question
high
where I'll
level
be
overview
asking
that okay, what is
questions to
this
you
Okay,
Jan
how it is related to
has
BABOK.
studied,
So
Ali
see,
has
first of
studied.
thing,
Okay,
the first
great.
and foremost thing, whether it is scenario based or whether it is case study,
This is I'm
the
asking.
first
Okay,
thing is
Karan has
that
also
you have to
studied.
study BABOK thoroughly. And what things are very important?
Okay, good.
The
Good to
input,
see that
the
because when I'll
output.
be explaining the
First of
concept
all, the
today
6
in
knowledge
the
areas, those are very
exam in
important.
the
Then
case
comes the
studies, I'll
technique
be
chapter. Though the technique chapter
talking
does
about
not
some topics
give
that are
any
there in the
if you go to the
BABOK,
syllabus of
right? So you should
CCBA or
not feel
CBAP, you will
lost.
not find any
And definitely,
specific
those who are not read,
percentage mentioned
I
for
will give you a high
techniques.
level overview
Trust me,
that
you are
okay,
again
what is this?
going to
Okay,
get a lot of
how
questions
it is
from
related to
technique,
BABOK.
which are
So
combined with the
see, first of
knowledge
thing, the
areas.
first and
So
foremost
technique
thing,
is a
whether it
very
is
important
scenario
chapter
based
that
or
you should
whether it is
not,
case
you
study,
must not skip.
the first thing is that
Now
you
coming
have to
to
study
what
BABOK
thing we
thoroughly.
should focus
And
upon,
what things
right?
are very
When
important
preparing for
the
CBAP or
input,
CCBA.
the
So first
output.
and foremost thing
First
is
of all,
that
the
you
six
should
knowledge areas,
focus
those are
upon the
very
things
important.
which are
Then comes the technique
the
chapter.
knowledge areas.
Though the technique
Then
chapter
for
does not
every knowledge area
give
we have
any
tasks that
percent.
we
If you
perform.
go to the
In
syllabus
that
of
task you have
CCB or
input,
CBAP, will not find any
you have
specific
output.
percentage mentioned for
Okay.
techniques.
Then in
Trust me,
that
you're again
task there will be some
going to get a lot
elements
of
which we
questions from
call
technique,
subtask
which are
also.
combined with the
So you have to
knowledge
keep in mind
areas.
those
So
tasks
technique is a
also,
very important chapter that you should
those
not,
subtasks
you
also,
must
or the
not skip.
elements.
Now
Then
coming
comes the
to what
stakeholder.
thing we should focus
Guidelines
upon,
and tools will
right?
not be much
When preparing
important
for
because
CBAP or CCBA.
that is not going to
So
be
first
asked in
and
the exam.
foremost thing is that we
Definitely
should focus
stakeholder
upon
will
the
be
things
asked,
which
and
are
it is not
the
that you have to
knowledge
memorize
areas.
each and
Then
everything.
for every
With your
knowledge area, we have
experience, with
tasks
your
that we perform.
while you are
In
studying,
that
you
task,
can
you have
have
input,
scenarios
you
where you
have
can
output.
okay,
Then
keep in mind,
in
okay,
that
that this is a
task, there will be
scenario,
some
and in this
elements
case we
which we
will
call
have the
subtask
stakeholders
also.
in coming into the
So you
picture.
have to keep in
So
mind
if you
those
have,
tasks also.
and then the techniques, those
Right.
subtasks also,
So
or the
not all
elements.
technique,
Because if you
then comes the
study the
stakeholder.
BABOK for each and
Guidelines
every
and tools will
knowledge,
not be
each
much
and
important
every
because that is
task,
not
you'll
going to
have
be asked in the
n number
exam.
of techniques.
Definitely
Right.
stakeholder will
So
be
in
asked,
those
and
technique where
it is
there
not
are
that you have to
3, 4 or
memorize each
5
and
techniques
everything.
are mentioned for a
With your
particular
experience, with your
task, you can
while you are studying,
just go
you
through
can
that.
have
That will be
scenarios
important
where
from
you can
exam
uh,
point of view.
uh,
Right. Then you
keep in
should have
mind,
a
okay, that
overall
this is the
understanding of
scenario, and in this
techniques,
case, we
how
will have these
techniques are
stakeholders
being
in
used,
coming into the
what are the
picture.
differences
So if you have,
in different
and then the
techniques, and
techniques,
in
right?
which scenario we
So
can
not all technique,
utilize
because
which
if you
type of
study
technique.
the BABOK, for
So that
each and every
level of
knowledge,
understanding you
each and
should have. And
every
when you are preparing and when you have
task,
gone
you'll
through the
have n
BABOK,
number of techniques.
practice question, right,
So
from
in
anywhere,
those technique where
be it
there are
from Tech
3, 4,
Canvas
or 5
portal, you can
techniques are
go and
mentioned for a
practice some
particular
question, or you can practice
task,
some
you
other
can just go
learning
through that.
portals also.
That will be
There are
important
n
from
number of
exam
other
point of
portals
view.
also who provide
Right. Then you should have a
mock
overall
tests.
understanding of
So you can go
techniques,
and
how
solve that as well.
techniques
Because
are
until
being
and unless
used,
you don't solve
what
the
are the
question,
differences
you are not going to
in
get
different
confidence,
techniques,
right?
and in which scenario we can
Now, the
utilize
first point,
which
that
type
what
of
was the
technique.
strategy? So strategy
So
from
that
when
level
you
of
think that you are
understanding you should have.
ready
And
enough
when you
for
are
the exam.
preparing, and
So
when you have
when
gone through the
a
BABOK,
question will be
practice
given, and
question
when you solve
from
that
anywhere,
question,
be it
when
from
you read
Tech
that
Canvas
question,
portal, you
and
can
then
go and practice
it
some
clicks
question,
in
or
your
you
mind,
can
okay,
practice
that
some
this
other
question is from this particular
learning
knowledge
portals
area,
also.
and it
There
is
are n
talking
number of
about this particular
other
task,
portals also who provide
techniques, stakeholders,
mock tests.
right?
So
So
you can go
when
and solve
going
that as
after
well.
going
Because
to the
until and unless
question,
you
when
don't
this
solve the
clicks
question,
into your
you
mind,
are not going to
right,
get
you are able to
confidence, right?
connect the dots, that okay, this is
Now,
from
the
this
first point,
knowledge
that what
area,
was the
this task,
strategy? So
this
strategy from
stakeholder,
when
and
you think
accordingly
that
that
you are
might be
ready
the
enough
right
for the
answer.
exam.
So when
So
this type
when
of
a
practice you'll be
question will
having,
be
that
given,
time you
and
can
when you
think that you are
solve that
ready
question,
for taking the
when
exam.
you read
If
that
that is
question,
not
and
clicking
then
into
it
your mind,
clicks in your mind,
when you're
okay,
reading
that
the
this
question, you
question is
feel
from this
puzzled, you
particular
are not
knowledge
able to
area, and
figure
it
out
is
that
talking
okay,
about this
this is
particular
from which
task,
knowledge area, not
techniques,
able to figure out that
stakeholders,
information,
right?
then you are
So
definitely not
when
ready. Going after going through the question,
when this
coming to the
clicks
second
into
part,
your
like
mind, right,
strategy in the
you are able
exam.
to
So
reconnect the
definitely I
dots,
told that
that
it
okay, this is
depends
from
upon
this
you.
knowledge area,
If you
this
think
task, this
that you want to
stakeholder,
solve
and
the
accordingly
case
that
studies question
might be the
first,
right answer.
go and
So when
attempt
this
it.
type of practice
There
you'll
is
be
no
having,
need to
that time
wait
you
for
can
the
think
remaining
that you are
question,
ready for
but you
taking the
have to
exam.
divide time. Let's
If
say, for
that is not
example,
clicking
in the
into your
3.5 hour
mind
exam
when you're
time,
reading the
if question, you
start
feel
with case
puzzled, you are
studies,
not
right?
able to
I
figure out
told
that
you that
okay,
okay, after
this is
35
from which
question you'll be
knowledge
getting
area, you're
easy
not able
question
to
or
figure out that
less lengthier
information, then
question.
you are
Now you are
definitely not ready.
aware of, okay, but when I was preparing
Coming to
for
the
exam, I
second
was
part,
not
like
aware that that
strategy
there
in
will
the
be this
exam.
type of
So
scenario will be there.
definitely, I told
So
that it
I
depends upon
started
you.
the paper
If
and
you
it
think
was, I
that you
saw that
want
okay,
to
long,
solve
long
the
passages. I
case
was
studies
really
question
worried that
first,
how
go
many
ahead and
questions are
attempt
like
it.
this. So I started
There is no need to wait for the
scrolling.
remaining question.
Then I reached that
But
question
you
number
have to divide
35.
time. Let's say, for
There it
example,
and
in
there
the 3.5 hour
the
exam
normal question
time,
answer, two,
if
three
you
lines, four
start
lines,
with case
statement
studies,
question,
right?
scenario based question was
I
there.
told you that
So
okay,
that's
after
why I'm
35
saying that
question, you'll be
if you
getting
are doing this now,
easy
you
question
already
or
know. So when you
less
attempt the
lengthier
paper, you
question.
get
Now you are aware of
case
okay, but
studies. when I was preparing for exam, I was not aware that this question first devote scenario 1 hour or 1.5 hour. I started the paper and it was, I saw that okay, long remaining 2 hours. I was really worried that or remaining how many questions are like this. So I started for the remaining scrolling 85 questions. Then I reached that question number 35. Or you can do like that. You can complete your 80 to 85 questions, normal question within 1.5 hours, 4 lines, and then dedicate 1 hour to your case study. So that's why I'm saying 15 or 30 minutes. If you are doing this now, you already know. Review when you attempt the paper, you get so this type of strategy you can apply. Devote some time. Okay. If you want to solve this question first, now we have done enough talking. I will move on to solving some case study, but before I move on, any doubt, remaining 2 hours, whatever we have discussed, or remaining 1.5 hour, you can dedicate for the whatever we have discussed or 85 question. Or you can do like that. You can complete your 80 to 85 question in within 1.5 hour, and then you can speak up. Not a problem. This is not a and then 15 it's or 30 minutes to session. Review. You guys have answers. Giving your so 1 hour strategy you can apply. So let's make it fruitful. Any doubt? Any now question related to I will this pattern or solving some case study. But before
so Kishore, once we have
any doubt, tell
answered gone to the case study and answered those questions, does the system remind us that what are those questions that we have not answered or have left? Because if we directly go to the case studies, how does that done?
You can speak up. Not a problem. Basically, when you give the exam, it's a non-judgmental session. A horizontal bar. You guys have all the question numbers. Giving your 1 hour. So you can flag your question numbers. Make it. So let's say I want to solve the question number 36 directly. So I can jump, click on the 36 number.
Kishore, once we have
column
answered
in one
gone to the case study and answered those questions,
so you can click
does
on
the
that,
system remind
and there
us
on you can start
that what are those questions that we have not answered or have left?
The rest,
because if we directly go to the case
35
studies,
question, first question you can mark it as review, or maybe later on you can come back and solve. Basically, so you'll be displayed the question numbers that you have attempted, the question number that you have flagged for review.
Okay.
So you can flag your question numbers. So let's say I want to solve expect numerical questions as well. So I can because jump click on that. There's some certain techniques in column BABOK in one horizontal column it will be all the where you'll be given some on that data, and there on you can start, and based upon that data, okay, you have to derive. You have to the rest do the remaining 35 question. First question you can mark it as right, or maybe later on you can come back. So there'll be some numerical question. So you'll be displayed the question numbers that you have. You'll be given an online screen calculator only. You don't have to have any other. So all these things will be there with you. So with that online and you can expect numerical questions, calculation and everything, because there are some certain techniques now. And let's try to financial analysis specifically. So now the tips to data, and based upon that solve the case study, you have to derive the most important calculation and so come to the, as I told that you will be getting. So there will be some numerical question. Good amount of for that. You will be given an online screen calculator only. You don't have to have any. So how what will the best strategy? So with that online calculator, see all these lengthy questions are a trap and everything just to kill your time, right? It can directly go and start solving the question. Try to only thing is like when you case studies, because we have a habit also like when we solve comprehension, we go to the question, study any keyword, and then try to find that keyword in the paragraph in the case study or the comprehension that you will be try to solve. That controlled search will not be available in the questions in the exam portal. So you cannot directly go and do a control F and search the keyword and try to solve. See, that all these lengthy questions are a trap. But you can directly go kill your time and start solving the. You can directly go and start solving the question. So only thing is like when you solve some question, because we have a habit also like when we solve comprehension, we go to the question, study any keyword, and then try to find that keyword in the paragraph. In the case study or the comprehension, let me we try to solve. So still I log in. Anyone has any doubt will not be available in the exam portal. So you cannot directly go and do a control F and search the keyword and try to solve. That will not be there.
Do we get the numerical based question in the case study as well?
And start solving the question. Yeah, definitely. Definitely you'll be given data, and based upon that data you can. But it will be relatively very easy. You'll be given the values, and based upon that values you have to put down the number and let me re-log in. So still I log in. Anyone has any doubts? Allow me 1 minute.
Why it is not
Do
going
we
down?
get the numerical based question in the case study as
Let
well?
me stop sharing for 1 minute.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely,
because
you'll
of
be
that,
given
it is
data,
not
and based
going.
upon that data, you can.
The screen is
But
frozen
it will be
actually.
relatively very easy.
Okay.
You'll be given the values, and based upon that values, you have to put down the number and
Okay.
Just allow me 1 minute.
Hi, Kishore. Neelam this side for you. As per your experience,
Why it is not going down?
how long it will take to
Let
prepare
me
and
stop
grab good
sharing for
knowledge
1 minute.
for the CBAP
Maybe because
certification?
of that, it is not going.
And I am
The screen
working
is
as a
frozen
business
actually.
analyst for last 8 to 10 years. So, can you please give me some idea how long it will take to prepare me for the CBAP exam? Kishore,
your voice is little bit unclear, but whatever I have heard, based upon that, I will just
how long it will take to
let you know,
prepare
and you just
and grab
confirm
good
is this a
knowledge for
question or not.
the
So you're
CBAP
saying you have around
certification.
8 to 10 years of experience as a
And
business analyst,
I
and
am
you want to
working
know
as a
that
business
how much
analyst
time it is going to take to prepare for the CBAP exam,
for
right?
last
Yeah, and also
8 to 10 years.
I will
So,
grab some good knowledge
can
on
you
this
please
so that I can
give me some
help
idea
my
how long it will
subordinates
take
to prepare
prepare
for
me
the
for the
exam.
CBAP exam?
So definitely,
Your
see,
voice is
the
little
thing
bit
is preparing
unclear,
for
but
CBAP.
whatever
First
I
of all,
have
thing, what is the
heard,
material that you have to go
based
through.
upon
So
that,
BABOK is
I
the
can
only
I will just
Bible, Holy Bible
let
that
you
you
know,
have to go
and
through.
you just confirm
No
is this a
other books you
question
need
or
to
not.
refer.
So you're saying you have around 8
Studying
to
this
10 years of
BABOK
experience
is
as a
little bit
business
tough
analyst, and you
because
want to know
it has
that
a lot of
how much time it is going
fluffy
to take
things.
to
Even
prepare
for
for
a
the
one-line
CBAP
concept,
exam,
they will
right?
build all stories and
Yeah,
everything and
and also
present it in front of
I
you.
will
So
grab some
studying
good
BABOK is the
knowledge
main
on
challenge.
this so that I
It
can
depends now on
help
your
my
intellectual capacity,
subordinates
right?
to prepare for
That
the
how
exam.
quickly you grab the concepts
So
in the
definitely,
BABOK.
see, now
The thing
coming to
is
the
preparing for
examinations.
CBAP.
First of all,
Definitely, you guys
thing
are
what is the
having good
material
experience
that
as a
you have to
business
go through. So
analyst,
BABOK
and
is the
with
only
your experience, it will be an
Bible,
edge
Holy Bible that
to
you have to go
give
through.
the exam and
No
pass it.
other
But
books you need to
the
refer.
thing is, sometimes you'll find
Studying this
contradiction
BABOK
because
is little bit
BABOK
tough because
is
it has lot
completely
of
waterfall based, right?
fluffy things. Even
So
for a one-line
sometimes the
concept, they
professional
will
experience
build all
might have a
stories and
clash with
everything
BABOK
and
concept. So
present it
definitely,
in
when you
front
are
of you.
preparing
So studying
for the
BABOK is the
exam,
main challenge.
just stick to the concept
It
of the
depends now
BABOK,
on
right?
your
If
intellectual
BABOK says
capacity, right?
A is equal to B
That
plus
how
C, then you have
quickly
to
you
answer A
grab
is
the
equal to B
concepts in the
plus C.
BABOK.
It
Now
doesn't matter
coming to
you
the examination,
your professional experience say
definitely
A
you
is
guys are
equal to
having
C
good
plus D,
experience as a business
right?
analyst,
So that
and
is the first
with
thing
your
that you have to
experience,
stick
it
to
will be an
BABOK.
edge
Now reading
to
BABOK
give the
might
exam and
take
pass it.
some
But
people take. If
the
you
thing is,
ask me,
sometimes
I
you'll
am an
find
average
contradiction
student,
with
so I
because
read
BABOK
BABOK 4 times.
is completely
Honestly
waterfall
speaking,
based,
I
right?
read 4 times.
So sometimes the
Then I started
professional
preparing
experience might have a
with
clash
this
with
question
BABOK
answer
concept.
because you study
So
BABOK,
definitely when you are
but you do not
preparing
practice
for
question.
the
Then
exam,
definitely you will feel that
just stick to the
what type
concept
of
of the
question will
BABOK,
come.
right?
And
If
see, there are
BABOK
no
says
dumps
A is
for
equal to
CBAP.
B plus C, then you have to
CBAP,
answer A is equal
CCBA,
to B
there are
plus
no
C.
dumps,
It doesn't
so
matter
you will not
you
be getting any
your
weird
professional
question
experience say A
or
is
dumb
equal to
question,
C
and
plus D, right?
you will prepare
So
from
that is
that.
the
That
first
is
thing
not
that you
going
have
to
to
happen.
stick to BABOK.
That's
Now
why it
reading
is
BABOK
one of the
might
difficult
take
exam.
some people take
If
professional
you
exam
ask me, I am an
CBAP.
average student, so I read
So
BABOK if you
4
take
times.
ideally,
Honestly
if you
speaking, I read
study
4 times.
along with your work,
Then I started
2
preparing
hours a day
with
this
minimum,
question answer,
and on
because you
weekends you
study
devote
BABOK
at
but
least
you
3
do
to
not
4 hours.
practice question,
Then
then it
definitely
is
you will
going to
feel
take
that
around
what type of
2 or
question
two
will
and a half
come
months.
see,
for
there are
you.
no dumps
There
for
are
CBAP.
people who have cleared in within
CBAP,
1.5 months
CCBA,
also,
there are no dumps,
but there are
so you
also
will not be
people
getting
who have
any
not
weird
cleared after
question
10 years
or dumb
also.
question, and
So you
will
have
prepare
to
from
define
that.
yours,
That is
and you
not
have
going
to
to
be
happen.
dedicated.
That's why
And
it is
you have to
one of the
focus
difficult
upon
exam,
the preparation,
professional
and
exam.
definitely you have to go for
CBAP.
any
So
if you take
practice.
ideally
So
if you
that
study,
it will help you
to
along with
boost
the
up your
work,
confidence.
2
And
hours
it can
a
be
day
anyone, it can be
minimum,
tech
and on
canvas, it
weekends you
can be
devote
other
for at least 3
can
to 4
explore, but
hours.
ideally 2 3
Then
are
it
very
is going to
reputed,
take around
so you can go through those and
2.5 months
try to
for you.
practice question. It will
There are
really
people
boost
who
up
have
your
cleared in
morale.
within 1.5
And
months also,
definitely when you will
but there are also
when you
people
will
who have not cleared
assess,
after 10
reassess
years
your
also.
questions, that okay,
So
where
you
I
have
have
to
made
define
mistake,
your
where I need
journey,
to
you have
focus
to be
upon.
dedicated,
So it will help
and
you to
you have
focus
to
upon
focus upon
those particular
the preparation,
and definitely
those
you have to
particular
go for any
topics.
mock practice, so that it will
I
help
hope
you
I'm
to
able
boost
to
up your
answer your question.
confidence. And it can be anyone,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
can be
definitely.
tech canvas, it can be other
can explore. But ideally,
And
two things are
also,
very
is
reputed.
there
So you
any
can go through
quick
those
trick
and
to
try to
remember
practice
the
question. It
concept?
will really boost up your morale.
Sorry,
And
quick two.
definitely when you will
Means any cheat sheet to remember the
assess,
concept,
reassess your
because
questions.
this
That
exam
okay,
is
where I
quite
have made mistake,
theoretical.
where I need to
So
focus
this is
upon.
very difficult
So it
for
will
us
help you to
to
focus
just
upon
keep
those particular
everything into our mind.
those
So is
particular
there any cheat sheet to
topics.
remember those concepts?
You can prepare from
I hope
yourself.
I'm able to
However,
answer
Tech
your
Canvas
question.
portal provides a lot of
Yeah,
mind
definitely.
maps, right? So that you'll be
Okay.
able to
And also,
grasp the
is
concept
there
in
any
your mind.
quick
So
trick
those type
to
of
remember the concept?
materials definitely are there with Tech Canvas,
Sorry, quick
which you
two.
can help, which you can take help
Means
of.
any cheat sheet to remember the concepts, because this
Yeah.
exam is
But
quite
but for
theoretical.
from
So this
preparation
is very
perspective,
difficult
remember
for us
you have
to
to
just
focus upon the
keep
knowledge
everything
area, the
into our
input, the
mind.
output,
So is
the
there
tasks that
any
are being
cheat sheet
performed
to
in each
remember
knowledge
those
area,
concepts?
the subtasks that
You
are
can
being
prepare
performed,
from yourself.
the
However, Tech
stakeholders,
Canvas portal
and then
provides a
overall
lot of
techniques.
mind maps.
These are the important
Right.
things that you have to
So that
focus
you'll be
upon.
able to
So I told that when you are
grasp the
thinking that
concept
you are going to be
in your
ready enough
mind.
to
So
face the
those
exam,
type of
when studying a question
materials
gives you a
definitely are there with
picture
Tech
that this
Canvas,
question is
which
from
you
this
can help,
knowledge
which
area,
you can
from
take
this
help
particular
of.
task, it's talking about this particular task,
Okay.
then you are ready.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
but for from preparation
Right.
perspective,
See,
remember
out of 120
you have to
question, maybe
focus
20
upon
question
the
you will not be able to
knowledge
click,
area,
you will
the
not be able
input,
to
the
figure out.
output,
But
the
definitely, if we
tasks
are
that are being performed
figuring
in
out
each
for
knowledge
100 odd
area,
question, then you
the
are ready for the
subtasks that are
exam.
being performed, the stakeholders.
Okay, so
And
let's
then
try to
overall
solve some
techniques.
question.
These are the
Case
important
study
things
question,
that you have
right?
to focus
Which
upon.
will be really
So I told
fluffy,
that when you are
but
thinking that
you
you are
can
going to
directly
be
go and
ready
hit the
enough to
question.
face the exam, when studying a
No need to
question gives
even
you a
study the
picture
entire,
that this question is from this knowledge
paragraph.
area, from
So
this
you see
particular
this, the
task, it's
length of
talking
this
about
case
this
study,
particular task,
automated automation
then
of
you are
oil
ready
demand
for
forecasting.
the
It
exam.
is
Right. See, out of
bit
120
long.
question, maybe
I will
20
give
question
you
you will not be able to click. You will not be
2
able to
minutes
figure out.
to
But
study this,
definitely, if you are
to just
figuring
have a
out
read
for
of
100 odd
this
question, then you are ready
question,
for the exam.
so that you can have a glimpse.
But when you will
Okay,
start
so let's
solving the
try to
question,
solve some
you will figure
question,
out that
case study
out of
question, right?
these 5
Which
questions
will be really
only
fluffy,
1 or 2 are
but
required to
you
study
can
this
directly go and
entire
hit the
case
question.
study. So I will just give you 2
No need
minutes.
to even
Please go through
study
this
the entire, case study.
paragraph. So you see this, the length of this case study, automation of oil demand forecasting. It is bit long. I will give you 2 minutes to study this, to just have a read of this question, so that you can have a glimpse. But when you will start solving the question, you will figure out that out of this 5 question, only 1 or 2 are required to study this entire case study. So I will just give you 2 minutes. Please go through
This
this
is their product
table
case
that
study.
they have given. All information. No need to go to the figures. There will be no numerical question here, just for your reference. So they have given a tabular format. The as is forecasting they have given. The 1600 forecaster communicate with the customer daily to understand the demand across product portfolios and have joint responsibility of facilitating sales. The people hierarchy in the forecasting team generally follows the practice of 6 head to 1 head reporting and has 6 employee career level. This is their product table that they have given. So this is their career level. No need to go to the annual salary and all. There will be no all these are illusions just to kill your time. And so they have given a tabular format. The as is
make you
forecasting
panic.
they have given, because once you see this, case study will forecaster communicate with the customer daily to understand the demand across product portfolios and have joint responsibility of facilitating sales.
Problem
The people
statement: the company is
hierarchy in
undergoing
the
a basis
forecasting team
loss of
generally
around $1
follows
million
the
every
practice
day
of
due to
6
manual
head
forecasting,
to 1 head
and
reporting
is
and has
inefficiently
6 employee career
investing
level.
around this much dollar for
As daily salary for forecasting.
So
this is
right
their
now
career
what they are
level,
doing, they are
headcount,
doing
annual
manual
salary and all.
forecasting.
So all
That is
these
the
are
problem.
illusion just to
The requirement
kill your
is to
time
minimize the daily
and,
wastage cost and increase
make you
productivity
panic.
of the forecasting
Because
team. So how
once you
this
see this,
manual work can
case
be
study, you will
automated?
how
To
it is
solve
going
this,
to
the
take at least 5
CEO
minutes
of
to
the
study
Phil
the question.
company decided in collaboration with Phil. Problem statement: the
Focus on
company
the
is
name.
undergoing a basis
Matthew, the
loss
CEO,
of around $1 million
company name
every
is
day due
Phil,
to manual
and
forecasting,
Phil is
and
the
is
forecasting
inefficiently
head
investing
at the
around
Phil
this much
company.
dollar for
They want to hire a
as daily
business
salary
analyst
for forecasting.
So
To
right
hire
now
business
what they are doing
analysis
manual
ACS Limited
forecasting.
for addressing
That
the
is the problem.
situation at hand.
The
Phil
requirement
will
is to
be
minimize
accountable
the
for
daily
all the
wastage cost
commercials,
and increase
and Jack is the
productivity
lead
of the
PA
forecasting
from Bal
team. So how
working
this
on this project.
manual work can be
What are
automated?
the expectations
To
from
solve this,
the
the
company
CEO
Bal?
of the Phil
End-to-end
company
automation of oil
decided
demand
in
forecasting.
collaboration
So
with
they want to
Phil
automate it. The data dictionary they have to build. The reference data management process definition. Company name is stakeholder matrix. And Phil is the stories they have to write. Provide at the Phil reporting module. They want to hire a business. This is the entire IT module. To hire business analysis in-house IT team is there. The reporting module situation. Then you have the demand. Phil will be accountable for all the commercials. So you see the collaboration interface. Here the forecasters are there who will be on this using who will be forecasting. What is the expectation from the company? Sales team top management is there. Top management will be checking the reports and all. Sales team will be dictionary. They have to build taking the data management process definition. Will be stakeholder matrix. Just have stories they have look to on this high level. Now coming to reporting module they have to create. Question as per gain source notation and keeping the forecasting process as a central application. Demand generation can be best described by which of the following listed options. You see the collaboration. Now the first thing, gain sources I will let you know because most of the guys are not aware of forecast. Gain source notation. Top management is there. Top management. So basically checking the data flow diagram. Sales data flow diagram. If you have will be taking the leads from computer science, you might be aware of data flow diagram where just have a look on this for any system. Now coming to this. Diagrammatically show that how data is flowing from and keeping the internal and external agent as a central to the data to the data how it is getting processed. That data is going processed by a data process and then it is getting because stored in a data store. So that is data flow diagram. Now in this question there is no notation. When you study this entire question, there will be nothing data flow diagram is diagram. If you have only this diagram is from computer science, you might be aware of data flow diagram where so now it is asking for gain system. So to answer this, we should have how data is flowing only and information about agent gain source to the data where the data from BABOK. How it is so that's why process that data is going is really important by a data process. And now then it is the thing is you have to eliminate. So that is data out of the four questions. Now in this question there is two option out of the four options. When you study this entire option, you can be nothing data flow diagram is mentioned. Right. Only so let's try to do that. None of the above is there. Here diagram. Definitely since so now it is asking question related to demand generation. So to answer so definitely this, none of those above will not be there. Only now three options are left. Information about data, external agent, data source. Where is the technique? Let me show you what is. So that's why I told technique. That's why I have opened this page so that I can show you. Now the thing is you have so to this eliminate gain source and notation. So out of how the four question represent data two option out of the four. So you can see two option the data you can easily. These are the external agent. External agent means so let's if data is coming from some source that is an external agent. Let's say since for it is Amazon let you order demand generation now. So now from Amazon your Amazon as now three options are left which are in data is coming from external agent your side, right? So you will be an external. Let me show you what is notation. Order processing will be the process through which the so that I can show you the data will go. Okay. So this is and then it will be stored in databases. Represent data and it's so in gain source notation the data. These are the external database. External agent the data store are data is coming from some rectangle that is an external agent. Let's say, whereas in Yodon, Amazon, let you order something, right? In Yodon notation, data store, whatever Amazon data transformation has happened, data is coming from your side, displayed right? So in between two parallel lines. So this is your order data processing will be the process through which these are the external the data will go. Okay. And then so this is high level information about what is the difference between gain source in gain source and notation, Yodon notation, right? The database, so see the data store data are represented by a rectangular data source box or external agent. These are the three options. Yodon. Now, when you see Yodon notation, this forecast, whatever data transformation has happened, keeping the forecasting process as a central application between two demand generation can be best described by which the below listed. Okay, so this is your demand generation and this is coming from a customer. So this is high level information about what is the difference between gains. This demand will be coming from some customer who will be calling or who will be viewing some web page. See, the input data, the application will be retrieving all those information, all those hits that has been made by the customer when you see on a particular website this forecast, that will come forecast as a demand generation. So now keeping what the forecast based upon this as a central application, demand generation can be best described by which whether it below so this is demand generation and this is coming from a customer.
Will it be external agent?
Yes. This demand will be coming from some customer who will be calling or this is this demand generation page will be coming from customer side, which application will be retrieving all those information, agent, right? All those hits that has been made by the customer on a particular website. So if you see this, you don't have to even study the entire paragraph. What do you think? Based upon this, go. So the trick lies here. Right. Just go and directly start the question. If you are able to answer,
External agent?
because it will be a mix of some techniques or some tasks they will ask like that.
Will it be
Let's
external
move
agent?
to another one. Which of the below listed technique is best suited for making reports in the demand generation? Now, we have gone through case study. It was not asking anything that how reporting is being done, what all will be done. But if you know what is the technique, so if you see this, you don't have to even do report study the entire paragraph. Then what will the answer go? So let's try to eliminate first. Concept modeling. Concept modeling, I will tell you, it's a BABOK technique, because where we mix of some techniques or some tasks represent like that entities. Let's move to in form of noun concept and verb concept. For example, for making reports for Amazon web services or Amazon product, we have gone through case study. It was not you as a customer that is a noun concept. How reporting is product is a noun concept. What all will be done. But if you know order ID, order will be a noun concept. Payment is a noun concept. To do how these are related, then what? So we define the relationship. A customer to eliminate first places and concept modeling. Concept this modeling is how two noun concepts are related. Where we when two noun concepts are adjoined, they are adjoined by called verb in form of noun concept and verb concept. A person, for example, places an order for Amazon concept web services. It shows the concept, the overall concept, how the entities, you as a customer, is a noun concept, right? Product in a particular framework. Order ID, so that is order will be a noun concept. Payment since now it is talking about how these are related, and the second is data flow. We define the relationship. Data flow diagram, we mentioned that it places how the data flow from one source to another source, and how it is being transformed when stored in noun concept are stored in data store after it gets through various data processes. Verb concept. So do you think concept modeling and data flow diagram will be the it is right option? Model. It shows the concept, the overall concept, how the entities, what are the entities are there. Right. So now particular we have to figure out between data modeling and data mining modeling. Since now it is so data mining is something if you can recall reporting. So what does reporting mean? That a top management person is there. He want to see the reports and how it is being in order to do in order to let's say you want to figure out that okay after from which zone how many so customer has concept modeling and data flow diagram and how many has been converted into cell. So he will be needing a report. So for that, what will be done? There will be some database and some we have to analytic tool will be run, some diagnostic tool will be run, right? So some data ML model is something if you can recall, reporting, running all this thing, and then reporting means extracting the data and presenting the report to the see the reports. So based upon that, in order to be data modeling or data mining. Okay, from I will let you know what is data modeling. How many data modeling is basically, as I told, there will be and how many have been converted entities, right? So there is a customer table. So he will be a product table, right? So for there will be a ordered order. Sorry, there will be some payment table and some how this custom all these tables are interrelated. Right? How this customer, how ML models, the ER diagram, basically you can say we define the ER diagram, and then when we do data data and presenting. So here it is not talking about how you're defining the rules. It is talking about that how you're extracting the modeling information or data mining from the data. I will let you know what is data and there it comes data modeling is basically, as I told, right, there will be data mining can be used for descriptive analysis, customer analysis. There will be a predictive analysis. There will be a ordered descriptive means if you want to summarize data how and see okay that you want to figure out okay that how many customer has ordered this type of diagram basically particular product. We define the ER diagram particular region. Data then modeling. You are doing a descriptive data. It is not talking about how you're when you are doing predictive. It is talking about you submit a claim, extracting the nowadays you are seeing that on Acco you can click the picture and there upload it comes right data mining. So based upon your upload and everything, data mining can be used for descriptive analysis, predictive mining, where it will check that do you have a habit of submitting fraudulent claims. Means if you want to summarize not, data, it will approve and see okay that you want to figure out okay in order to do reporting and all ordered this we need to do some particular data mining which are right, which can be descriptive or which then can be predictive. You are doing a descriptive data mining. So now you tell me when you are doing predictive, let's say you submit a claim, right? You know about all you're seeing that on all this you can click the picture and upload it, right? So based upon again I will say that everything if you know the BABOK predictive modeling, the techniques, the 50 techniques in BABOK, where it will be definitely do you have a habit going to answer this question
this case studies in a very faster way based upon other parameters. So in order to do reporting and all, we need to do some data mining. This one again, which can straight be from the which can be nothing to do with this, this. So now you tell me one page, 2 page case study, just a simple thing. You know
Data
about all
mining
this,
only.
which of the below listed options is best variation for the database model. Again, I will say that if you have some information about database, techniques, the 50 techniques in you can answer this. Will be definitely. Let's try to answer this question. This case I'll also explain about each of the data model. First of all, there is nothing called strategic data model. There are only 3 types of data model, which are again, conceptual data model, logical data model, and physical data model. Full one conceptual page, means we just a simple like I give the example of Amazon. So you'll just know about the entities. Variation for the customer is an entity. Product is an entity. If you have some information order about ID is an entity. This will be entity. You can answer. These are by concepts. These are conceptual model. Out. Now, when you define the attributes, I'll also explain about like let's say in the customer. First of all, there is nothing called strategic data model. I am defining logical data model. Logical data model will contain your conceptual data model, logical data model, details about that particular element, right? Let's say for customer will have customer like name. I give the example of Amazon. So you just know about customer age, customer location. Customer is an entity. Product table, product is an entity. Entity will have its attribute like is an entity. Product ID, will be entities. Product price, product cost. These are conceptual model. Another table. Now, when you define the attributes, whatever attributes you define, let's say in the customer, and then what are the concept data model? I am what are the logical primary data key model. Logical data that model particular will contain your table will be that will be your about logical data model. So concept data model you just define concept. You just define entities that there will be a customer attribute, there will be a product table, customer location, there will be a payment. The customer will place an order. Product customer will have do the payment for the order. Product this ID, is how you relate in conceptual data model. Logical data model will be your you define the attributes, it keys, it values its primary keys. But still, you are not defining the exact. You are not yet to decide. You are yet to decide which technology are you going to use for your data model. That will be your SQL server, whether it will be a concept data model. You just define Microsoft SQL server. You are not going to define all this in logical data model. There will be a then the last come the exact data customer will which is the physical data customer which will have the payment the exact table that you will. This is how you relate in conceptual technology. The logical data model that you are going to use. Attributes. All this information will reside under primary keys. The physical data. But still, you are not defining the exact. Now, based upon this information, what do you think which will be the right answer? You are yet to decide which technology are you going to use for your data model, whether it will be a SQL server, whether it will be a Aurora DB, because it will have the entire Microsoft the entire structure of going to define all this in logical data model. So again, then the last comes the exact question which was not anywhere. You have to go and scroll the exact table that whatever the fluffy things are there in the exact application simply go and to use all this information will but you will not under it is not 100% data all the 5 questions now based upon this information what definitely out of 4 or 5 questions maximum 2 to 3 questions will be there that you have to just study and tick mark and move on. Only there will be 1 or 2 questions where you have to go because it will have the entire detail. The entire I can see one hand is raised. Radhika has raised her hand. Yeah, so Radhika, again, tell me. You have seen that this is a question which was not anywhere.
The
you have to
challenge
go
here
and scroll
sometimes
the
I face
case study.
while
Whatever
solving
the
these
fluffy
case
things are
studies
there in the case
is
study, you
the
can simply go
mapping
and
of this question.
answer.
So what
But you will
does it
not,
mean? It's
it is not
based
100%
variation
that
of the
all the
data
5
module.
questions you do not
What
have to
does it
go and
mean
study.
exactly?
Definitely based out of variation 4 or 5 questions. When you maximum 2 to 3 questions will be there that you have to just study and tick mark. What information it is going to give? There will be 1 or 2 questions if I just tell you this is the customer table, this is the I can see one hand this is customer entity, this is product entity. Tell me. Then whether you will be able to understand the database
the challenge
in
here
an
sometimes
entire
I
form?
face
No, definitely.
while
You will
solving
ask
these
me
case studies
if this is an
the mapping of this
this is
question.
customer table is there,
So
right?
what does
Customer
it
entity
mean?
is
It's
there.
based
Then in this
variation of
entity,
the
what
data
tables will be
module.
there?
What
Tomorrow,
does
if
it mean
I want to
exactly?
query based variation means run some query. When we talk about data, just simply understanding that there is a customer table will help you. Right? As a BA, is going to give. You should be understanding the entire detail. This is the customer table. This information. This is customer under which table, product entity. What are the keys? Then whether you will be able which to server it is using, so that I can write the exact query because entire form queried. No, definitely the query differs for different technology. If this is an the same SQL query cannot be run in Oracle customer entity is there. Then in this, so in order to understand the data in its entire form, to query and manipulate those data, run some query, then it is asking just simply understanding that which is the best suited will help you, right? As logical, which is the best suited data model, the entire detail
Best version
that this
of the
information
database model.
is under which table,
Okay, makes
what are the
sense.
keys, which server it is using, so that I can write the exact query, because the query differs for different this is again related to a technique. The same SQL query study this and try it. Let's try to rule out. In order to understand the data in its entire form, again you have don't have to go and study the case study. It is asking which is the best variation, answer which is the best suited. If you have just high level logical, which is the best suited data model is there.
Best
Financial
version of
analysis
the
or
database
estimation.
model.
Yeah, or SWOT
Okay,
analysis.
makes sense.
Moving ahead, this is again related to a technique. Study this and try it. Let's try to. Upasana, I will take your question. Let me try to finish this case study. Again, one more question is there after that. Then I will take a study. You can just simply answer it. If you have just high level, so primarily what you will think that solution benefit, analysis, cost of creating the solution, cost of everything is related to cost, right? But there comes one, the potential risk impact is also there. So primarily you will think that this, see, SWOT analysis is definitely not going to be there, because SWOT analysis is where you are Upasana, doing a question, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, right? One more question. So here after that, nothing is mentioned like that. Yeah. Tell me, someone is.
That is an enterprise level
So primarily,
analysis.
what you think that
SWOT
solution benefit? Yeah, so cost of creating a solution, cost of, that's why everything is related to option you can easily rule out. So SWOT we have ruled out. There comes one more which you can rule risk impact is also there. So primarily we'll think that
Estimation.
see, SWOT analysis is definitely not going to be there, because SWOT analysis is where you are doing a definitely strength, weakness, opportunity,
Risk
and threat
analysis.
right? Yes. So risk analysis can eliminate, because risk analysis, tell me, you are not doing any cost benefit impact.
That is an enterprise
not
level analysis.
noting down
That
SWOT
is
cost and all. Yeah. So see, SWOT and risk are, that's why two now it lies between estimation and financial. So SWOT we have ruled out. One more, and here 99% people will get confused, right?
Estimation.
Because financial analysis is also a technique where we do a cost benefit analysis. What is the expected definitely solution benefit? What is
Risk
the cost
analysis.
of creating the solution? What is the cost of operating the solution? How much money we have invested? How much money we are going to realize from the solution? That noting all comes under financial analysis. So and if you study till this part, focus on this part only. Now it lies definitely you are going to and financial analysis. Because there is one 99% people will get confused. Cost of operating the solution and potential risk impact is also a technique where we do not do any risk impact analysis. What is expected? Include risk impact, the cost in of creating the solution, financial analysis of operating the solution. I will explain you more. How much money we have invested, how much money we are going to realize from the solution. Figure out that when I'm investing, let's say $100 in a particular study till this part, in a particular scenario, or in a particular definitely you are investment make it right. Then because after 5 years, how much money I will be getting is there, right? Cost so of operating the solution and potential risk impact. Giving a expected, we do not do any risk impact analysis. So I assume include that risk I will be getting in, you can say financial analysis. I will explain you more. Discounted is the rate. Analysis now. It is the assume interest figure out that when I'm investing, let's say $100, that if you have invested some money elsewhere in a particular scenario, achieve that much of interest from investment. So let's say I am assuming that after 5 years, how much money I am implementing a particular solution. So I will be getting minimum 6%. We have a concept of return, giving which is a assumed interest rate that I have return. Okay, so I have been getting. I assume if I have put my money in fixed deposit, I will be getting. Okay, based upon that we calculate. Do a projection. Discount that, okay, first year I'll be getting discounted is the $20 profit. It is the assumed year I'm getting $30 profit. You do a projection that and then you figure out okay some money after 5 years I'll be getting. You might have $110. So $10 will be my profit. So let's say so that is I'm assuming that in order assumption that you are including in your financial analysis, I'll be getting you do minimum 6%. You do not talk about
that okay, if the FD fails or if the solution doesn't work, what risk will happen? I have put my money in those impact analysis you do not based upon that in financial analysis projection technique. That okay, first year I'll be getting $20 profit. That is why 99% you do a projection, mark this, and then you figure out okay that after those who know that okay potential risk impact $110 not being done, $10 will be in financial analysis, they will mark that estimation. Assumption that you are including in your financial analysis. Estimation, you do assumption. You do not talk about that okay if the FD fails or if the solution doesn't work, what risk will happen. Those impact analysis you do not do in financial analysis technique. Okay, that is why 99% people will mark this. But see, those who know that okay, estimation is used to support decision making by predicting attribute, they will mark cost and effort, expected solution benefit, project cost, and business performance, estimation, potential value anticipated from a solution, cost of creating a solution, cost of operating a solution, potential risk impact. And here it is. That's your answer.
He eliminated it with first time.
See, yeah, it is really confusing. To support decision making by predicting attributes, because until unless that's why I told that solution benefit, you have project cost, business performance, study thoroughly the potential value anticipated from a solution, knowledge cost of creating a solution, then you'll be able to answer. Operating a solution, but potential risk. It comes with practice. It is not like that in 1 hour session I will give you some mantra and you will remember that mantra and then you are going to study that mantra, revise that mantra and solve the question. It is not
He
going
eliminated
to like that.
it with
This session is to make you understand that the strategy it is really confusing. Don't waste your time in studying the entire reading the entire paragraph of the case study. You can directly jump upon the question and definitely out of 5 questions you find 3 questions definitely will be there that you do not have to go and read. You can just it comes with knowledge. It is not like that in 1 hour session I will give you some mantra and you will now this one remember that mantra and then you are going definitely you have to study that mantra, study, revise that mantra, and because it is talking about who is the sponsor. This session is to make you understand. So with reference to sponsor definition in BABOK and information, the case study who is the sponsor for BABOK in studying the entire reading the entire paragraph of the case study. Matthew is the CEO of Fell and decide in collaboration with Phil with the forecasting head. Definitely will be there that you do not have to go and to hire. You can just BAL knowledge for addressing the BABOK. So this is a company answer that. And IT service company they want to hire and they want definitely to you have to read the case study. Now going through this because it is talking about who will be the sponsor. A sponsor is primarily responsible for BABOK and approval. The case study who is the sponsor for giving approval to the let's go any scope changes. See here, he'll be responsible for all Matthew the financials. Fell right. And decide if any extra cost is going to occur, then he will be the person who will be responsible for taking care of that. For addressing this. So this is a company. So based upon this, what do you think? Who is the company they want to hire and they want to provide the solution?
Matthew.
Now going through this,
Matthew.
Who do you think will be the sponsor? Matthew is the CEO. A sponsor is primarily responsible for fill approval. Okay. Phil will be definitely
because he's
it is a company.
Not Phil. The first one.
I got it. I got your point. Phil. Right. If any extra cost is going to I am ruling out, then he will be the person who will be responsible for
wordings, I think it is a third option. That is just a
so based upon this, what do you think?
I think it's
I have a strong intuition that
Matthew.
one is the correct.
Matthew.
Yeah, this both because see Matthew is only his talking about that he is looking into the financial, right? Okay. But there will be someone who will be having
because he's
authority, the company approval.
Not Phil.
Also,
the first one.
I got it. Who will be taking care of all the approvals and everything. Phil. So that is Matthew. So I am ruling out will be sponsor for
your
BAL.
wordings. I think it is a third option. That is just a case basis.
I will move to one more case study.
The thing is that Phil is not bringing in any financials.
Because
it's Phil who is Matthew who is approving all the financials because he's the one who is asking Phil to work on it.
But there will be someone who will be having
he's the sponsor and this Phil would be the executor.
Also. Yeah. Right. Will be Phil will be accountable for all the commercials. So that is Matthew. So whatever commercial related changes are there, right? Whatever BAL. funding and everything will be there, he will be accountable for that. I will move to one more. Ultimate goal or no goal lies with the CEO.
Phil is not
who is
bringing in
Matthew.
any financials.
They
Phil who
both
is,
will work
Matthew
in
who is
tandem,
approving all the financials,
and
because
that's why they both
he's
will
the
be
one
the
who's asking
sponsor
Phil
for
to
the
work on it. So that he's the sponsor, and this Phil would be the
makes sense.
executor.
Yeah.
See, Phil will be accountable for all the commercials.
Can you please
So
come
whatever
again?
commercial
What you have
related
explained
changes are there,
just
right?
now?
Whatever. Yeah, I'm saying that. See, funding Matthew and everything will be there. He will be accountable invited for that. Or dedicated. Right. But the ultimate goal or no goal be accountable for the commercials. Commercial means whatever the finance related stuff they are there. Both will work for that. He will be accountable. And so tomorrow, if some change of work is there, some change request comes and it says, okay, that X dollar of more amount will be required. Okay. So that will be taken care of by Phil.
Can
Okay.
you
I will.
please come
Sponsor
again?
work is
What you have
also to look
explained
after the
just
scope
now?
changes and all. Yeah, I'm saying that. See, and give Matthew the approval. The CEO. He also carries the responsibility to give approval to other BA related work like BA plan, be accountable for the planning approach. Commercial means whatever the finance related stuff are there. All are being approved by the sponsor only. So Phil is also a sponsor because he is looking into the finance part. But for other scoping and other things, other approvals, Matthew, the CEO, will be that will be taken care of by Phil. As per the BABOK, a sponsor is not only look after the one who approves a project or the financial of the project, but also carry the approves the project related artifacts like other BA planning approach, related work like BA plan, BA other planning approach, or any scope changes are there. Then so the sponsor should be informed approved by the sponsor only. Confirmation. So Phil is also a sponsor because he is looking into the finance part in order to proceed further. Other scoping and other then it will come about the costing and all, which Phil can take care. The CEO will be so it is a mix. These two will be as per the BABOK acting as a sponsor for this entire project. One who approves a project or the
And also
financial
there was a
project,
line
but
which
also
said
approve the
Matthew
project
in
related
collaboration
artifacts
with
like
Phil will be
BA planning
deciding
approach,
or something like that.
then yeah, I can again other go stuff back. Or any scope changes are there. Then the sponsor should be informed, and his confirmation or his go ahead must be taken in order to proceed further. No. Then it will come about the costing and all, which Phil can take care. So it is a mix. If you guys are not trusting, we will see one more acting as a sponsor for this entire project. But before that, I
And
will try
also
to take
there
some
was a
question
line
also.
which said
Because few people have
Matthew
their
in
hand raised.
collaboration with Phil will be deciding or something like that.
Yeah, I can again go back. Let me go. Can I go backward? No. Matthew is the CEO of Phil and he decided in collaboration with Phil. Yes, good catch. In collaboration with Phil, who is the forecasting head at Phil. Data to hire BA for addressing this. Phil will be accountable for all the commercials also. And Jack is the lead BA. So Jack is nothing to do with any sponsor. Jack is the simple BA that will be working from the IT service company BAL. Again, this is a Matthew is the CEO of Phil and he decided in collaboration with Phil. Yes, good catch.
Sorry to interrupt.
In collaboration with
Is
Phil,
there
who is
any
the
negative
forecasting
marking
head
involved in
at Phil.
CBAP exam?
No, there's no negative marking. That's why we always encourage and say to people that and Jack is the lead BA. So Jack is nothing to do with any sponsor. Jack is the simple BA
And is there
that
any
will be working from the IT
passing
service company
percentage
BAL.
as such, or
No, there has not been any passing percentage criteria like other exams 60% or 70%. It totally depends upon the discretion of IIPA, and in the exam will not get result like 60%, 70%. You will get in each knowledge area you have to pass. 6 knowledge area are there. In each knowledge area, there is no negative. You'll be getting number. That's why we always encourage your knowledge is higher to people or that comparable or lower. Attempt all questions. So you have to achieve higher
and
or
is there any
comparable in
passing
all the
percentage
knowledge
as
areas.
such, or
No, even one lower can not been any passing percentage criteria like other exams. Lower can 70% result. It
totally depends
Can I
upon the
ask my
discretion of
question?
IITA. Yeah, please. And in the
And the
exam, you will not
strategy
get
will
result
be
like
to
60%,
complete first
70%
all
you
the
will get.
case study
In
question,
each
then
knowledge area, you have to
proceed with the
pass.
rest of
6
them,
knowledge
right?
area are there. In each knowledge area, you'll be getting number like
that clear.
your knowledge
I
is
said
higher
the
or
strategy would be
comparable
to
or
first of all
lower.
complete the
So
case
you
study
have
questions
to
and then proceed with
achieve
the
higher
rest
or
of
comparable
the
in
question, right?
yeah all the knowledge see areas. It depends like honestly even speaking, one my lower strategy was I skipped the first 35 question lower can because I got panicked. Destroy the I thought that oh my god this lengthy question are there
Can
and
I ask my
3.5%
question?
is only there for the exam.
And the
What I'm
strategy
going to do,
is
so
to
I just
complete
skip.
first all the
It
case
depends
studies question
how
and then
you are going
proceed
to
with the
what
rest
is
of
your
them, right?
strategy. My strategy was let's complete 80%.
I
Sorry,
said
complete the
the
85
strategy
question
would be
first
to first
in
of all
fast
complete the
in a
case study
faster way
questions
and
and
then
then
come
proceed
back to
with
it. So
the
I finished
rest of
all my 85
the
question
question, right?
within 1.5 hours. See, so I had exact 2 hours to go for this 35 my strategy question. Was I skipped the so I was relaxed question. But when you start with 35 and then after 2 hours you finish the question and you say oh my god only 1.5 hours is only there for the exam. What I'm going to then do. You can understand so I just skip it depends how you are going to so primarily people do that they strategy gain confidence by answering those complete 80% all those easy question first and then coming back to case study now each and question every question will carry the same weight it is not like that this 35 question will carry higher percentage than those 85 question that is not each and every question but when you start with 35 in CBAP. And then after 2 hours you finish the question and so you say, it is not like that you have solved all case studies then you can understand the and you have solved few question so primarily people do that they gain confidence by answering those that is not good all those easy question first and then coming back to case study.
One last,
Now
Kishore,
each
sorry.
and question no question will
There's
carry the same weight.
something
It is not like
being
that
considered from
this
the
35
last
question will carry higher
chapter of
percentage
BABOK,
than
where
those
the
85
perspectives
question.
are
You can simply ignore. Each and every simply ignore perspective. Carry the no same need to weightage waste your time over there. CBAP.
okay.
Even underlying competency also like you will get one or two question. I got one question. I recall. I got one question which was talking about a person only in he has joined a project and he is not much familiar about the
One
what you can
last,
say
Kishore, sorry.
tools that are being used
There's
for
something
wireframes and also
being
what do you
considered
think
from the
which
last
competency is lagging.
chapter of BABOK, where the
So based upon
perspectives are
perspective, my you can simply ignore. Simply ignore perspective. Answer the question that no it need is to the waste your tools time and technologies, right?
business analyst.
Yeah. Even underlying competency also if you have time you can just I got one go question, high level I recall and study underlying competency. Otherwise, was talking about not more question is going to come from has joined your target should be 6 knowledge areas plus the technique, not much and question will come like this only. Like we saw the previous case study, I think maximum question were from the techniques only. So what do you think? Which competency is lagging? So it will be like that. So a mixed match of techniques and knowledge area. Anyone answer the question that it
Kishore,
is the
hi.
tools and technologies, right?
Business analyst.
Two things.
So if you have time, you can
the
just
structure of
go
the
high level
exam,
and study underlying
as you
competency.
mentioned,
Otherwise,
right?
not more
For
question is going to
each
come from that.
knowledge
Your
area,
target
you
should be
have to
6 knowledge
score,
areas plus the
higher or
technique.
comparable, something like that,
And
right?
question will come like this
So
only.
the
Like we
structure
saw the
of
previous
the
case
exam
study.
would be
I
like,
think
ki
maximum
yes,
question were
these
from the
5
techniques
questions
only.
are from knowledge area 1,
yeah.
these 3 questions are from knowledge
So
area
it
2.
will be like
So
that. A
knowledge
mixed
area
match of techniques
would
and
be
knowledge area.
defined somewhere else, or
Yeah,
I mean,
no. That was the
Kishore,
catch.
hi.
I told initially that you are
Two
ready. You
things.
are ready for the exam when by
So the
reading a
structure of
question
the
you are trying to
exam,
you are able to
as
figure
you
out
mentioned,
that this
right?
is from a
For
particular knowledge
each
area
knowledge
and
area,
for a
you
particular
have to
task. That time you
score,
are ready for the exam because
higher
it
or
is confusing
comparable,
and
something like
it's a
that,
very good
right?
question that you have raised.
So the
That it
structure
is not
of
going
the
to
exam would
specifically
be like,
mention
ki
that
yes,
this is
these
from
5
elicitation
questions
and
are from
collaboration and
knowledge
this is
area
from
1, these 3 questions are from
It is
knowledge
not
area
going
2.
to
So
mention and
knowledge area,
but
would
it is
be
going to
defined somewhere
rank
else, or
knowledge
I mean,
area wise,
no.
right?
That
It
was the
could be
catch.
like
I
the
told initially
question
that yes,
wherein
you are ready.
I
You
mean,
are ready
maybe
for the
I
exam
left out those
when
question,
by
or
reading
maybe
a
I
question you are
attempted in the
trying to
end
you are able to
that
figure out
that belong
that
to
this
one
is
particular
from a
knowledge
particular
area.
knowledge
Maybe
area
I scored
and for
high
a
for
particular
rest
task.
of the
That
5
time you are
knowledge
ready for the
areas. I
exam because
scored good,
it is
but just
confusing and
one
it's a very
area
good question that you have
I
raised
left out,
that
right?
it is not going to specifically
With the
mention
minimum
that
number
this
of
is
marks,
from
right? So I will
elicitation and
still lose
collaboration
out,
and this is
right?
from
But
yes
it is not
exactly
going to mention,
yeah,
and
last question
but
is,
it
no
is
problem
going to
so
rank
yeah,
knowledge
this
area
case study
wise, right?
questions
It could be like
you're
the
saying,
question
I mean,
yes
because
wherein
they seem to be
lengthy and they are pure kill of time, right? And so directly jump onto the question. So can you just give any example of numerical ones? Because numerical ones will definitely, demand us to go through the entire paragraph, or I don't know, at least some percentage of paragraph. Then how to, approach that part?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So for
Last
numerical now,
question is
it will be simply
this case
related
study
to
questions
like present value,
you're
net present
saying,
value. They
because
will ask the
they seem to
definition
be
somewhere. In
lengthy
some
and they
question,
are
they will
pure
just
kill
ask
of
that
time, right? And
what
so
is the net
directly
present
jump
value,
onto the
and then they
question.
will give the
So
option.
can you
Somewhere
just
they will
give any
just give the
example
formula,
of
right? And
numerical
then they
ones?
will
Because
you have to
numerical ones
put that
will
value in the formula and
definitely,
calculate the value.
demand us to go
So it will
through
be
the
like that.
entire
So that's
paragraph,
why
or
this
I don't
tech
know,
canvas
at least
provides a
some
large,
percentage of paragraph. Then how to,
piece of question
approach that part?
which are related to financial analysis and all. So you can
So for numerical
practice from here.
it will be simply
Otherwise, on
related
internet you will not
to
found
like
any
present value, net present
those
value.
those
They will
kind of
ask the definition
CBAP
somewhere.
related,
In some question, they
CBAP
will just
structured
ask
question
that
on financial
what is the net
analysis.
present value, and then they will give the option.
Okay.
So
Somewhere
try to
they
solve
will
some more
just
and
give
more
the
questions,
formula,
because reading
right?
BABOK is
And
not
then you have
going to help
put
you
that value in the formula and calculate
totally.
the
You have to
value.
practice question. So it will be like that.
Yeah.
So that's why this tech canvas provides a
important.
large, piece of question. Yeah. Anyone else? Which are related to financial analysis and all. So you can
you take any
practice
one
from here.
example from like
Otherwise, on
numerics
internet
today?
you will
I'm
not
not sure
found
the
any
one you are showing
those,
right now covers
those
that
kind of
numeric
CBAP
question.
I am
CBAP
not sure
structured
because
question on financial
let me
analysis.
see if it has or not.
Okay.
So try to solve some
Let
more and
me
more
go
questions,
back
because
because it
reading
has 50
BABOK
case
is not
studies. So
going to help you totally. You have to practice question.
Yeah.
So that is very important. Yeah. Anyone else? Financial
Can you take
analysis
any
case
one
study.
example from like numerics today? I'm not sure the one you are showing right now covers that numerical question.
I am
So you'll
not
be getting
sure
question like
because
this. So this you can
let
see
me
this is not that
if
much
it has
lengthy.
or not.
But yeah, definitely you can have question like this at a
Go back
business
because it
analyst
has 50
while
case
doing the
studies.
cost
So,
benefit analysis of the two investment option. In this context, considering IR values, can you find out which of the two investment option will generate better yield? Right. So you have to go through this and then figure out
financial analysis
the
case study,
NPV.
yeah.
So you have to calculate the NPV. The one with the highest NPV, net present value, will be the right investment.
So you'll be getting question like this.
So this you have to just put the formulas,
lengthy,
but whatever the value is there, and then you can
like this at a
business analyst while doing the cost
And how
benefit
to dig
analysis of the
down
two
for the
investment
formulas?
option.
I
In this
cannot.
context,
so you have to
IR
study
values,
financial
can you
analysis
find out which
technique.
of the two investment
Then
option
only you will be able to
generate
answer this.
better yield. Right?
Okay,
So
it's
you
a
have to go
technique.
through
It's
this,
not something.
No,
then
not something
It's a
related to general
the
mathematics.
NPV.
It's
So you have to calculate the NPV.
I will
The
show you
one with the
financial
highest
analysis
NPV,
here.
net present value, will be the right investment.
Yeah, this is
So
cost
you have
of
to just
change,
put the
total cost of
formulas,
ownership,
whatever the value
cost
is there,
benefit
and then
analysis.
But
Figure
don't
out.
worry, this seems
and
to
how to dig
be
down
some
for the formulas.
mathematical,
I
but it is simple
cannot.
formula based. So you have to study financial
So
analysis
here,
technique. Return on
then only
investment.
you
How
will be
you
able to answer this.
calculate return on investment.
Okay, it's a
So let's
technique.
say
It's
if you
not
invested $100 in
something.
stock,
No,
you get
not something
It's
related
you
to
get
general
$20
mathematics.
profit. Then what is the
It's,
ROI? Simply 20
I will
divided by
show you
100.
financial analysis here.
The profit that you made and the investment that you made,
Yeah, this
divide
is
it, and
cost
then
of
the
change, total
percentage.
cost of
Discount rate
ownership,
that I told,
cost benefit
that the discount rate is
analysis.
assumed
But
interest
don't worry,
rate,
this
which is using
seems
present value
to
calculation.
be
So
some
I told you do a projection that if I'm investing $100 in any initiative, right?
Return on investment.
Then how I can figure out that it is going to give me profit in the next 5 years. If you invested $100
So for that,
in
every
stock,
year you
get
calculate net present
100,
value,
you get $20
right?
profit, and then you
what is the
calculate that
ROI?
okay,
Simply
after
20
5 years,
divided by 100.
my $100 I'll be getting total $120 of amount,
The profit that you
at
made
the end
and the
of
investment
5
that you
years.
made,
But
divided,
that
and then the percentage.
$20 profit
Discount rate
after
that I
5
told,
years will
the
have
discount
what
rate is
value
assumed
right
interest
now
rate, which
is your present value calculation. So
because due
I
to
told
inflation,
you do a projection
whatever the
that
value
if I'm
$20
investing
after 5 years
$100
will
in
be
any that will be
initiative,
less, right? Then how I
so that
can figure
we
out that it is
calculate
going to
present
give me
value.
profit in the next 5 years. So
The
for
net
that,
present
every
value,
year you
internal
calculate
rate of
net
return,
present value. is where the net
And
present
then you
value is
calculate
0.
that, okay,
So
after
this
5
formula
years,
you have to just
my $100, I'll be
memorize,
getting total
definitely memorize,
$120
and then do
amount
some practice
at the end
That's
of
it.
5 years.
And
But that
$120
$200
sure
profit
that
at
you will be
after
getting
5
question
years
from it.
will have what value right now is your present value
Okay.
calculation. Because due to inflation, whatever the value of $20 after 5
any more
years
question?
will be, that will be
Yeah,
less, right?
sure. Thank you
So that
for
we
this
calculate
session,
present
and then
value.
thanks for sharing your strategy.
The
I
net
just wanted
present
to
value,
double check. You
internal
see,
rate
the
of return
non-case study
is where the net
questions,
present value is
do they
0.
cover the
So this
6
formula you have to
knowledge
just
areas and techniques?
memorize,
Because if
definitely
you know
memorize,
someone is
and
not
then do
able
some
to complete
practice.
the
That's it.
remaining 25
And
case
100,
studies,
200%
isn't there a
sure that
risk
you will be getting question
that
from it.
you know the person will fall in the
Okay.
lower you know
Any
assessment
more
and
question?
fail the exam? Yes.
Definitely.
Sure.
See,
Thank you
because you
for
don't know
this
that a
session, and
particular
then
case
thanks
study
for
has come
sharing your
from which knowledge
strategy.
area,
I just wanted to
right?
double check. You see, the non-case study
Definitely, it
questions,
will be
do they
covering
cover the
the
6
span of
knowledge
most of the
areas and
knowledge areas.
techniques?
And
Because if
35
you know
questions is
someone is
definitely
not
a big
able to
number, right?
complete the remaining
So
25
don't
case
be
studies,
discouraged that this is
isn't
very
there a
lengthy
risk
and I
that
will not be able to
you
solve
know
it.
the
Don't
person will
get panic.
fall in the
Just try to
lower
solve the. Give yourself time. If you
you
have that
know
fear, just try to make
assessment
yourself
and fail
confident.
the exam?
Try to solve the Definitely. scenario of this See, question, which will be
because you
relatively
don't
very
know
simple.
that a
3
particular
line,
case
4
study
line
has come
maximum.
from which knowledge area.
When you solve 85
Right?
85 question out of this 120 question,
Definitely, it will
then
be
you will be in
covering
more confidence,
the span
and then
of
you can
most of the
focus
knowledge
upon
areas.
this
And
knowledge area on this case study,
35 questions
and
is
yeah, you can
definitely a big
answer that,
number.
right? So
Okay.
don't. But
Thank
if
you.
you are not
discouraged
able
that
to
this is
answer
very lengthy and
case studies,
I will not
definitely
be able to solve
high
it. Don't
chance
get
that
panic.
just
One
try to
person
solve
is not solving a question
give
will not
yourself
be able
time.
to
If
clear
you have
the
that
exam.
fear,
So
just
give a
try
try.
to make yourself
Definitely
confident.
will be able to
Try to
answer it.
solve the scenario of this question,
Thank
which will
you.
be relatively very simple. 3 line, 4 line maximum. When you solve 85
Any
question,
more
85
question from
question out
anyone?
of this 120 question, then
Yeah,
you will be in
I
more
have a question.
confidence.
Yeah,
And
Karan.
then you can focus upon this
Okay, so my
knowledge
question is
on
from
this
the
case study,
all
and
six
you can
knowledge
answer
areas.
that.
Concern here is, so like if I
But if
am
you are not
going
able to answer
like
case
35
studies,
plus the
definitely
questions, which is
high
small based
chance
questions,
there that
and
one
considering
person
that
who is not solving a
all, so
question
for
will not be
example, if
able to
I'm
clear
taking
the
a
exam.
first knowledge area, which is
So
for
give a try.
BAPM,
Definitely will
including
be
the
able to
5
answer it.
tasks, then inputs, elements,
Thank you.
techniques. So, to attempt the question in that case, how I can relate
Any more
that
questions from
this
anyone?
knowledge area is talking
Yeah,
about
I
particular
have a
this task,
question.
because there is a
Yeah,
lot of
Karan.
confusion in overall
Correct.
all
Okay,
six
so my
knowledge areas.
question is from the
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Six knowledge areas.
Mm-hmm.
Concern here is, so like
Okay.
if I am going like 35
so my
plus
question
the
is to
questions, which is
attempt
small
those
based
questions
questions,
because that is
and
creating. So, for
considering
example, if
that
I say techniques,
so for example, if I'm
some
taking a
techniques
first
are
knowledge area, which is for
mostly common
BAPM,
to the other areas,
including the
and
5
they are
tasks,
related
then
with
inputs,
previous one.
elements, techniques. So in
So,
that attempt
to
to
attempt
understand
the
the question
question
in that
because
case,
maybe
how
the
I can
question
relate
is having
that
a two
this
meanings.
knowledge area
Maybe
is talking
from the
about particular this
RADD
task,
from
because there is a lot of
design and
confusion in
development. Maybe
overall
they
all
will
six
be
knowledge areas.
reflecting the
Yeah,
questions from the
definitely.
business process.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
So
to
in that case, how to attempt the question? Because it might
so my
chances
question
that
is
the
to
confusion
attempt
which
those
there
questions
from
because that is
topic to
creating. So
topic,
for
like
example, if I
task to
say
task in that
techniques,
case.
See,
some techniques
definitely
are
IIBA will frame
mostly
question to
common
get
to
you
the other
confused,
areas, and they are
right?
related
But
with
how you are
previous
not
one.
going to confuse, then you have to make your
So in
understanding in
that
that way.
attempt to
Like
understand the
initially
question,
I
because
told,
maybe the
once you read the
question
question
is
and
having a two
it flashes
meanings.
in your mind, okay, that
Maybe
is from this
from the
particular knowledge
RADD,
area.
from
For example,
design and development.
BAPM
Maybe they
mostly
will
talks
be
about
reflecting
planning
the
related
questions
stuff, where
from
you
the
plan your
business
stuff, how you're
process.
going to deliver your project, how
So in that case,
what will
how
be the
to attempt the
timeline,
question? Because it
who
might
will be the
chances that the
stakeholder, how are
confusion
going
is
to
there from
you are going to
topic to topic, like
note
task to
down their
task in that case.
preferences of See, communication, definitely their IIBA level will of frame influence question and to all. get you confused. Then Right. governance. If But how question is you are not talking going to about setting confuse, up then the you have to governance make your process and everything, understanding in that way. definitely it is Like from BAPM. initially I But if a told, question once comes you read the where it question and says it that you flashes are in your mind, okay, assessing that the this crux is of from the this question particular is knowledge something area. talking For about, example, BAPM mostly analyzing the talks current about state, planning related right? stuff, where you Plan and your defining stuff, how you're future going to state deliver and your project, how assessing a risk that what may will be the occur timeline, in order who to will be the in order to get transition from current state to future state, right? So that level of understanding is there. Then you definitely able to figure out, okay, this talks about strategy analysis. When you talk about requirements and design process and everything, that a BA is preparing requirement, he created wireframes. Then he that we are discussing specified and model requirements, and then talking about the stakeholder for their inputs, analyzing the current state, this and this technique, and defining future state. It will give you a sense, okay, that this question is that may mostly talking from in order to R&D perspective, in order to get transition from current state to from that perspective only. So that level of understanding is there. Then it comes with practice. Able to figure out, okay, with reading BABOK strategy thoroughly, and when you talk about understanding requirements, and if you read one time, two time, it is definitely not going to help, because created wireframes. At the end, when you study all 6 knowledge areas, few knowledge areas, it will seem like it is correlated. Okay, we are doing the same thing in this also, in other knowledge areas and this technique, right? But then it is like the minute differences that are there. If you talk about solution, mostly talking from there, we are evaluating the solution. Whereas in RAD also, from that we define design options. So that right, and then recommend the potential value of each option, and then ask the user to select the right understanding, select the product, because if you read one time, two time, it is definitely. And similar, we are doing solution evaluation also. But at the end, when you study all 6 the solution must be few knowledge areas. It existing in it is correlated. We are doing the same thing in some format, like this also in form of other pilot form, a beta release, or in a POC form. Minute differences that are there. So that these are the minute differences that you have to. There we are evaluating the solution. Whereas in RAD also, you have to define design options.
So my
right?
concern
And
is,
then
so is there
recommend
any
the potential value of each option, and then ask the
any
user to select
technique
the right
can have a
select the
proper
product which
understanding
has the
for
highest
each
potential
knowledge
value.
area in detail?
And similar, we are doing solution
might be the
evaluation
chance
also.
that
But
there's
the
a lot
catch
of
is
words
there.
which is there
The
in the
solution must
sentence
be
framing
existing in a
might not confuse that this
in
is
some
talking about
format, like
solution
in
evaluation.
form of
This is not talking
pilot
about
form,
RADD
a beta release, or
or
in a POC
anything,
form,
because
right? So that these are the minor
if I am
differences
going
that
for
you have to
like for example
catch.
2 times or 3 times,
Okay.
again the
So
understanding for
is there
solving
any
a question and understanding the
so
question
my concern is, so
is,
is there
is
any
still missing in answering the
any
question.
technique
that will come with practice
Can
only.
have a
It
proper
is not like
understanding for each
you can
knowledge
differentiate.
area
Once
in
you
detail.
start
So
reading, you will
might
be
be the
able to
chances that
differentiate
there's a
from
lot of words
your
which is there
point of
in
view
the
only, right?
sentence framing.
Like I told BAP and I told it's
Might
talk
not confuse that
primarily
this is talking
mainly
about
about
solution
the
evaluation. This is
overall
not talking
business
about
planning and
RADD
monitoring, the governance
or
process, the
anything,
information
because
management process. So any question related
if I
or
am going for
circulating about
like
this
for
particular
example 2 times
topics
or 3 times,
is from BAP only.
again the understanding
Anything
for
that is
solving a
talking
question and
about
understanding the
assessing
question
risk from
is still
assessing
missing
the current scenario,
in
this current state,
answering the
and
question.
defining future state and assessing risk not like from strategy analysis. You can differentiate. Right. Once you start anything that talks about, you will be able to doing the elicitation, your point of view only, in right? Representing the like information to stakeholder in different format in PPT, or mainly about document. Then overall it is from elicitation and collaboration governance process, the information and collaboration knowledge. So any question related or so you have to this particular topic study, and you have to is from BAP. That is the anything that is talking about way out assessing risk from assessing the current scenario, this current state, and it will, that's why I told you it take time. It will not is from strategy analysis. Within 1 month or 2 months, you'll anything that talks able to about crack it definitely takes doing the a lot of effort. In representing the information, focus your study in different on the topics that I have mentioned. Input, output task, it is from elicitation and collaboration activity, and some extent elicitation and collaboration knowledge area. So you have to study, and you have to practice question. That is the only. I think we had Radhika in order to
A quick one.
capitalize
So,
on
do
the
we
concept.
immediately know that our answer is
And it
correct,
will,
or
that's why I
do
told
we
you
have
it take
to wait
time. It will
till
not that
we finish all
within 1 month or
questions?
2 months. No, you will get the result once you submit your exam. A lot of effort. After you solve all your
Okay.
120 questions, you will be able to on the topics that immediately you'll get the input, output task,
Okay,
subtask.
thanks.
But only once you solved all 120 question and submit your answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I think we had, Radhika. Okay, I
question.
think we are ahead
A
of
quick one.
time. We
So,
had a
do we
very good
immediately
discussion.
know that our answer
And
is
Hi,
correct,
Tisha.
or do we have to wait till
Sorry, just
we
one.
finish all questions?
Tell me. No, you
Like
will
Canvas
get the result
portal.
once you submit
Is
your
there any
exam.
online
After you
calculator?
solve all your
Okay.
120 questions, online calculator in the exam.
No,
Get
on
the
Tech
result.
Canvas.
Immediately you'll get the
On
result.
the portal, the learning portal
Okay,
for Tech
thanks.
Canvas.
But only once you
You know,
solve
the,
all
yeah.
120 questions and submit your answer. It maybe I can check
Okay,
with the
thanks.
course coordinator, but I'm not sure there is an online calculator. I think we are ahead of time. We had a very good discussion. But in the exam, you will get an online calculator only. You will not have
Sorry,
any
just
physical
one.
calculator allowed. Even for doing
Like
calculation,
Canvas
if you need
portal.
decent paper,
Is there any
that
online
paper should be
calculator?
blank. the online calculator in the exam, proctor will check whether it is blank or not.
The portal, the learning portal for Tech Canvas.
We can get the paper and pen?
Yeah.
I didn't try, but
sorry, did you mention we can
maybe
get the
check
paper
with the
and
course
pen?
coordinator, but when you are giving the exam, you can have one paper, but that paper should be blank. They will check. But in the exam, you will get an online calculator only. You will not have any physical calculator allowed. So you can do calculation if you want to. If you need to do any mathematical calculation, that paper then you can do that on that paper.
And Kishore, can you just repeat what all chapters we have to ignore? We can get the paper and pen. One is
perspective you can ignore for sure.
Did you mention
underlying
we
competency
can
you can just
get the paper and pen?
when you are giving the exam, you can have one because only one question or maximum two question can come. Not more than that. They'll ask you to show.
Okay, perspective and underlying competency.
Yeah. That you can do perspective definitely. You are not going to get any question. Do any mathematical calculation. Then you can do that on that paper.
Okay. And
Kishore, I think
can you just,
we are ahead of time. Thanks everyone for joining and giving time on Friday. So wish you all the best. Perspective you can ignore for sure. Underlying competency you can just
Thank you.
have one.
Hello.
One read because only one question or maximum two question can come. Not more than that.
Are you there?
Okay. Perspective and underlying.
Hello.
Yeah. That you can. Perspective definitely you are not going to get any question.
Oh. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we are ahead of time. Thanks everyone
so if any
for joining
queries you have, Karan, you
and
can.
giving
I have
time
pinged
on
my
Friday.
WhatsApp number
So
on
wish you all the
chat
best.
box,
Have
so you can
Thank
just
you. Thank you.
share your query. I'll forward it to sir and
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
get back to you.
Hello.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, sure, Madhuri, I'll do that.
Thanks, Kishore. Are you there?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you.
Lost. Thank you all. Bye.
I think Kishore sir has left. So if any queries you have, Karan, you can. I have pinged my WhatsApp number on chat box, so you can just share your query. I'll forward it to sir and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, sure, Madhuri, I'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.